The Olympics are here, an opportunity like no other to show off your talents, whether you are an athlete or a sponsor. Because while the athletes perform, the sponsors, who have spent millions of dollars to be associated with the event, will be spending large amounts schmoozing their clients with corporate hospitality. The best thing about being a sponsor is getting access to hundreds of Olympic tickets in order to invite clients to top events. Big pavilions have been erected in London's Olympic Park for sponsors to host their guests. This is the biggest. In fact, they say it's the biggest sports hospitality pavilion that's ever been built. It was won by the consortium that won the tender to provide official hospitality for the Olympics. It cost £9 million to erect, and it will serve around 500,000 glasses of champagne during the 17 days of the Games.
It's much talked about as once in a lifetime opportunity, and I think that's very true for the corporate hospitality experience, providing an opportunity for British businesses to play host to their international clients, their international offices, and actually to use this unique opportunity of the Olympic Games in London as an opportunity to be a springboard for their business.
Yet the London Olympics is taking place in unsettling times, and corporate hospitality is affected by that. Public opinion is agitating about conspicuous wealth, such as the inflated salaries of top executives. The banks are feeling the heat from the rate-fixing scandal, and in the UK, the public's appetite for getting hold of any Olympic tickets has thrown an uncomfortable spotlight on the large number of tickets reserved for sponsors and politicians. And that's not the only problem for sponsors and their corporate hospitality plans. The UK last year saw the Bribery Act come into force, which has made companies think twice about giving and receiving lavish hospitality.
High-end corporate hospitality is potentially being affected by things like the Bribery Act, but it's not the only thing at play. There are other elements weighing in which mean that actually the high-end corporate hospitality is probably being affected by where we are in the economic cycle. So there's not actually that much money around to be able to pay for these sorts of things. Plus, the perception of the public of particularly government or financial sector enjoying these sorts of packages means that the demand for them is subdued.
Some people think the Bribery Act is causing concern among companies about how much corporate hospitality they accept. We approached several Olympic sponsors about their corporate hospitality strategies. None was willing to appear on camera. Off camera, companies talk about the state of nervousness around the Olympics and hospitality. Many bank executives will stay away. More compliance officers have been hired to vet hospitality, and there are plenty of willing guests who ask if they can skip the fringe benefits such as accommodation and just receive the ticket. It will be pretty hard finding anyone who has accepted the offer of a flight to come and enjoy the Olympics.
Companies do not flaunt the fact they're doing hospitality anymore, particularly if they're coming from anywhere related to the financial sector. That's a huge change. Everyone used to try and cheat and try and get more exposure than they paid for. Now there are companies that don't even want their name to appear outside the box, say if they're buying a box at Cheltenham.
Perhaps the Olympics is just too good to miss, and that when competition starts and crowds gather here, the corporate hospitality guests will simply become inconspicuous, lost amongst the thousands of ticket-buying members of the public. This is, after all, meant to be the greatest show on earth, and quite probably the hottest ticket in town. Roger Blitz, Financial Times, London's Olympic Park.